Oh, are you focused? Are you having a good time? Hello to my two golden angels and anyone else who's wandered across this video. It's time for halo eyes. So a halo eye is where you have the darker inner and outer corner and a little pop of something in the middle. You can do it with matte or shimmer shades or glitters, whatever you want. I've thrown in a couple first impressions into this video as well. I was gonna do a big video for them all. I got really excited and I wanted to use them, okay? Just watch it. Just cut here. Just go to the eyes. I'm gonna start with an eyeshadow primer or eyeshadow base. Just something to give us a little bit of a tacky kind of texture for that eyeshadow to cling on to. If you're not overly confident with eyeshadow or you're using really pigmented colours and things like that, typically I would start with the eyes, just because if you do get any kind of fallout, you're not going to ruin all of your base. I'm also going to pop on my eyebrows. Coming closer. First thing to make clear, under my eyes is a little bit red, that's just some staining. Oh! That's my nuggets. So I'm going to take quite a small fluffy brush and I'm going to go into the Gemini palette and I'm going with Luna. I'm in the Radioactive palette. The Meltdown colour has been calling to me for a while. I've wanted to try it. I don't think I've ever actually used it. You've probably seen some of the pictures of these looks around. They're the really dramatic ones, have a bright kind of centre. The whole point of a halo is that you've got the darker shade on the inner and outer corner of the eye, and then just the brightness in the middle. So I'm going to go in with that Meltdown shade on a more flat brush. So I like to go a little bit into my crease with that and not just put it on the lid, because obviously I've got the more deep set eyes. And then going to go into that outer corner with that same colour. And I am going to wing this a little bit, so I'm just doing a little stamp there. Go for a fluffy brush and I've got the tiniest amount of that colour on it, and I'm just a smattering of colour there. I'm gonna start bringing that over and blend up from that inner corner, just a teensy little bit. I've got a more precise blending brush here, quite a small boy, and I'm gonna go in with Polkadot. I'm gonna go back into Luna and I'm gonna go over that edge. The thing with these kind of shades, especially when you want to add in a brown, is they do get muddy quickly. So you need to work back and forth, like going back into that polka dot. I'm going to go into that Luna shade. I know I'm using the shade Meltdown, but these kind of looks make me feel like I'm having a meltdown. Now I'm going to connect those two. Trust the process, Susie. Am I happy with that? Am I happy? Don't hate it. It was looking a bit off to me. Mainly because I think that Luna shade was too dark. It was getting too dark up here. So I just took a really fluffy brush and a little bit of my Coty Airspun powder, and I've just blended it softly across like all of this bit. That's really helped. So the easiest thing to do next to add the halo would be to do something like a liquid eyeshadow, but you may not have that. To cut that, I'm going to go back in with my eye base. I'm not going to use a concealer because sometimes those crease, so make sure to also look straight forward so you can see where that line's ending up. I'm just going to save this for a first impression, but this is Max If It Ain't Baroque. This is the first time I think I've actually been excited for a MAC product in a while. And I'm gonna just tap over that. You could use a brush. Let's see how we do with a brush. Probably better with the finger on that one. Back in that little fluffy brush and our teal shade. Just really gently go over the edges of that. I'm gonna go into that Gemini palette and try Gemini. Gemini doesn't work the best with a brush. I'm still going to attempt it. Along those edges. Also diffused it more into that inner corner just so it's got a bit more to it. The liner's a little wonk, I had a couple problems today. So I've applied all my base. I'm just going to take the same highlighter I've used on my face on this little brush. Just tie it all in together. here, but just to add a little bit more interest, I'm gonna add, I've got here a glitter eyeliner. This is the Urban Decay one, just a little extra sparkle. We're gonna start with the brown shade we used. Back into the teal then. Let's go. We got mascara on. The lip I'm gonna add in today. Pat McGrath currently has a sale on, and I have never had a Pat McGrath product. So I got myself one of the Blitztrance lipsticks. So this is Skinflix. I went for like a pretty nude kind of shade. I wanted it to be wearable and something that I'd often use. Very creamy. Ooh, very metallic too. Okay. It's a little bit more pink than I was expecting. It's like a weird combination of matte and metallic. I like it. Would I pay the full £36 for it? No. Maybe like 20. Like I'd pay up there. I'd pay something like Estee Lauder prices and things like that, but I feel like, is it worth almost £40? I don't know. It feels like a lot of money to pay for a lipstick. So I'd say for this look, if you're starting out and you've never done too many kind of haloways or anything like this, don't use teal. I'd say start out trying with different brown tones and things like that and get used to the techniques and building it up more. Like, don't start with the most difficult frigging colour to blend before you go in with anything else. Sparkle covers all kind of mistakes. You can obviously do this with mattes in different shades. That's part of the reason why you want to try and leave the gap in the middle rather than just do block of colour and then middle bit. Say the teal was black and I wanted to have a pop of white in the middle. You're not going to be able to get as bright a white in the middle putting it directly on top of black shadow than you are leaving that lid space empty, which is why we kind of try and do that. I hope that makes sense. We also had the first impression of the MAC, If It Ain't Baroque. I'm really happy with that. It is a little dry, there is fallout in the pan. I don't usually mind too much fallout in the pan because to me that means you've got more pigment of an eyeshadow in general, and I rarely go through a whole pan anyway. I was looking for a gold shadow that had a bit more of a yellow tone to it but wasn't green. And this is perfect, it's really glittery. Does what I want. I'm happy with that. But yeah, that's the full look. That's our halo eye first impressions. And we're done. Look how worse for wear my little plant dude's doing. Like, we match really well though. My food is now cold. I have a problem. Like, I just love glitter.